FCT opened its doors in 1991, and today we are a leading B2B provider of real estate solutions and technology in Canada. We've stayed at the forefront of change in the real estate industry for the past 30 years by growing from a title insurance company to so much more. Valuation services, mortgage processing, data solutions, default and recovery. You name it, if it's part of the real estate life cycle, it's part of what we do. We built all our products and solutions with the changing needs of our customers in mind. Without our customers, FCT would not exist. It's a simple idea, but one we've worked hard to keep sight of since the beginning. While we initially focused on cost efficiency and process improvement, in 2019, we realized that meeting customers' needs with a siloed approach was having the opposite effect. In fact, our customers were having negative experiences with us, and we were losing loyalty, revenue, and market share. We had to take a step back and think differently. By looking at our customer-facing processes from the outside in and actually going through our own customer experience from their perspective, we saw a huge cultural shift that needed to happen at FCT. So we got to work. Changing a company's culture is a massive undertaking, and we soon learned the best way to do it was to start at the top. First, we had to regain our perspective on who it was we were serving. We had defined ourselves as having internal and external customers, like many other organizations do. That had to stop because we have one customer, the one who pays our bills. Our employees are not our customers, they are partners and enablers that serve our external customers. This change made our employees see differently and focus on what was most important, creating a frictionless experience for our customers. Sometimes that means a few extra steps for our employees to start, but that is how you execute a customer-centric vision. We set up several enterprise-wide customer-centricity programs, and our executives were the first to go through the CX in-person program before we rolled it out nationally. We also put more resources towards empowering employees to do the right thing for their customers and built cross-functional teams of CX advisors to sustain the efforts needed to drive organizational and cultural change.
Leading customer centricity is designed to support leaders to create an environment where employees can express ideas, thoughts, opinions. As leaders, we focus on embedding the customer experience mindset into the DNA of the team. An incredible leaders playbook has been created to equip leaders with an abundance of resources to help support, diagnose, and reinforce the important principles from customer centricity in action. It describes 4 key areas that will enhance and sustain learnings: creating an environment that is conducive to a customer-centric approach, motivation, creating a mindset and bias for action, knowledge, driving continued understanding of CX and the principles, and of course, application is experiential program to help employees learn where they directly impact customers, as well as helping them understand we're not just business to business, but business to business for the customer. The customer is at the center of every decision we make at FCT to determine how it impacts them. What was it like to take the customer centricity training for me? I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was so informative and interactive, engaging, and full of experiential hands-on learning to drive home those key points. I had the pleasure of leading the training and saw how impactful the activities and messages were, watching those key moments of understanding come over the participants, what their roles are, and the overall experience of the external customer. It drove home the point of how we own our role and their connection to the bigger picture. It's quite remarkable to experience. My aha moment and the most critical moment for me was understanding the difference between customer service and customer centricity. Customer centricity is the sum of all interactions we have with an organization. Customer centricity goes well beyond what we have all been taught about providing good service, and it digs deep behind the service to examine all the pieces required to provide an exceptional experience for the client. I've noticed quite a difference in my approach as a leader. CX is now in my vocabulary, and consistent messages and reminders to the team, encouraging them to continue to examine how their actions and decisions impact the external customer. The teams are starting to use the same language, discipline, and approach. They identify issues and refer back to their CX training, which is very exciting. Sharing success stories validate the messages taught in the course, and even more impactful when we hear it from our external customers. It comes down to, what can I see, what do I own, and what can I do? As the training states, you don't have to do everything, you just have to do something. I'm hearing the language throughout our business, which is so encouraging, as it tells me that it's becoming part of the FCT culture. Employees have received and implemented their training exceedingly well. They have expressed overwhelming positive feedback about the course itself, the techniques provided, and it's so encouraging to see the mindset start to really change. We are very process driven, and ideas have come from the ground level and applying the see, own, do techniques on things that we can improve upon within our control. Our passion to serve, we need to act based on the needs of the customer, a sharp focus on who we're servicing. Passion to exceed by achieving extraordinary results. We cannot get complacent. We need to continue to exceed with passion. A passion to innovate, drive change to the status quo. Follow the do technique and take extra steps to ensure we are not letting our customers down. And of course, integrity. We need to do the right thing no matter how inconvenient or how much longer it takes us to achieve those results. We have to be honest, transparent, and trustworthy, which in turn will drive the loyalty of our external customers who will continue to do business with us in the future. It's a win-win situation in my mind.
In order to create a seamless transaction, employees have the ability to make the call in the moment and do what they think is best for the customer. The employees decide how to manage the customer's experience. Therefore, customers' concerns are addressed and their problems are solved without any escalations. It helps us create a positive and lasting experience with the customers. We often talk about the importance of stepping into the customer's shoes, and this is how we begin our customer-centric approach as well. We see the problem through their eyes, and we take two more steps. We take the ownership. We start ideating for solutions. Last but not the least, we put the plan into action. We have a very well-designed program that empowers our employees to manage the customer experience. It all starts with a transaction. Not all transactions are seamless. And what we've seen in the last 1 year or so, it can add to customers' frustration. We had to choose between letting our customers elevate every single issue or trust our employees and empower them to manage the customer experience. Well, no prize in guessing this one. We chose the latter. But now our employees make the most out of this program. And they not only offset the unexpected charges, but also surprise customer and do whatever it takes to make their day better. The empowerment isn't complete without feedback. We constantly feed our employees with the business insights that we generate, and they know what's not working, and they can be proactive in fixing those. Empowering employees is extremely important. I mean, look at it. Every time a customer escalates an issue, both the customer and organization lose time. Customer frustration builds up. An ideal solution to counter these points is to empower employees so they can close the loop in the beginning itself. It won't go beyond that. This helps employees grow in their role as well, and that's the best thing about it. And they feel valued as much as the customers do. Now that's because the customer is happy with the outcome, and a happy set of customers translate into loyalty, retention, and eventually, the most important of it all, high customer lifetime value. A win-win situation for everyone. Every process and decision we make is centered on what we would expect if we were the customer. We've had our employees move impossible obstacles to do what's right for the customer, and that's what it is all about. Putting ourselves in the customer's shoes and making the right decision for them. We don't stop there. We analyze the data. We mine the data, and we let the stakeholders know as to what's not working right and how they could fix it. Our values are foundation of everything we do. We serve, exceed, innovate, and show integrity for our customers. If it weren't for our customers pushing us to be better, we would not be a leader, and our values demonstrate that.
How did the CX advisor team get started? Well, we really needed a way to sustain our focus on the customer experience going forward. That was a key thing. Customer experience advisors met that need by having subject matter experts dedicated to a customer-centric focus. CX program actually spans across all lines of businesses, and CX advisors would bridge the gap between CX initiatives as well as their own areas of expertise. Some of the things that we have done over the last 2 years is deliver our customer experience program for the employees, as well as help them with sustainment activities. The mindset that we would want to have is to really drive a cultural change at FCT. And that would include and encompass us having a customer-centric lens in everything we see and do here on our day-to-day basis. I've always been one who has a curious mind. I always wanted to learn about various lines of business at FCT. I really thought that this would give me a chance to do that, as well as give me an opportunity to be a part of a change that I know will last forever at FCT. Well, I don't really think that an organization can become customer-centric tomorrow. It is something that takes a lot of time, and I quickly realized that creating and being a customer-centric organization happens in small increments. And that really meant that I would have a customer-centric lens always on when going about my day-to-day activities. Well, we did develop a couple of years ago an interactive, in-person customer experience program for the employees here. Then COVID hit, and of course we had to quickly adapt and change the delivery. And I think really coming up with a program, engaging the employees the same way is something that I would recall as my proudest moment. I am really passionate about what we can do with this entire initiative. One thing that stands out for me in our journey is around when you are presented with an opportunity or an obstacle, you don't have to do everything, but you do have to do something about it.
We are now 2 years into our journey to being a truly customer-centric organization. That means taking the time to first see a process from a customer's point of view, to own the change that needs to happen, and then do it. We've invested over $1.4 million towards that in the last year alone, and we're seeing the result, a changing culture at FCT. It's unlocked possibilities that we were never able to consider until we challenged the way we thought of ourselves and our customers. We've reduced the number of call transfers customers have to go through to reach the correct point of contact by almost half, and we're still pushing it lower. Thanks to empowerment, employees are more than twice as likely to take proactive action to improve the customer experience as before. We've built an entirely new digital customer-first billing process from the ground up. Since almost every customer will interact with more than one line of business, we replaced our siloed customer contact platforms with a single enterprise-wide platform that allows us to offer omni-channel support to each customer. What excites me the most is that we are really building in foundational components to allow our employees to truly connect more closely and intimately with our customers. In doing so, it will allow our employees to proactively come up and build creative solutions to continue to meet our customers' ever-evolving needs. We are 2 years, over $1 million, and nearly 1,000 trained and empowered employees into this journey, and it's only the beginning. Our 10-year roadmap to continue to improve our customer experience is evolving. We're constantly looking for new ways to challenge our old thinking and to put the customer at the heart of everything we do at FCT.